All right, so we are live. Amazing.
Oh, nice.
So hello everybody and welcome to our historically first female SaaS founder interview. This is going to be super exciting. We are here with Tina Todorovic.
Thank you.
And she is based in Toronto, but originally she's from Serbia, and together with her husband, she's running a company called social media web social suite, right?
Social web suite, yes.
Social web suite. I'm sorry.
No.
And it's actually quite interesting story, and we'll be talking about all the ups and downs and about the experience. And I wanna tap into how it is actually to run a company with a husband who is a CTO or who is responsible for the technical aspects. And Tina is a CEO, so she's a business and marketing brain of the whole company. So Tina, why don't you start by introducing yourself a little? Where do you come from, and how did you start? How did you get the idea to start this amazing company?
Hi. As you said, my name is Tina Todorovic. I am originally from Belgrade, Serbia. I live in Toronto for like past 12 years. And my husband and I both got into the WordPress community in, I think, 2013. Mm-hmm. And immediately in 2014, we started helping with co-organizing and volunteering with the local Toronto WordCamp.
Okay.
So we have been involved with meetups and WordCamps in 2014, 15, and 16. And then we, help out the community. We are all volunteers, by the way, mm-hmm. Paying gig or anything. And that's how we met a lot of people. And at that time, we had an agency, like web development agency, because my husband is a developer. And we had a web development agency, and we worked with other technologies, not just WordPress. But as soon as we came with and met with the WordPress community, we've completely fallen in love. I don't know if you actually went to any WordCamp or anything, and I would suggest everybody to go to at least one, because the community is really amazing. Everybody is so nice and welcoming and helpful. Mm-hmm. And so we started focusing more on WordPress, and we released, actually my husband wrote a book as well about how to
that's amazing.
WordPress theme, yeah. And we released a few plugins, and one of the plugins that we released was actually the plugin that connects the WordPress site with Buffer, social media platform. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then a lot of people started sending us email and asking us to add more features to the plugin, right? Okay. And because the plugin is only you can only do so much within the plugin, right? Everything else is on the Buffer side, and we are not creators of Buffer, so we cannot really, mm-hmm. Add features to the Buffer. So we were trying to explain that to people, but some of them were understanding. The others were like, "Why can you add this and those types of things?" I'm like, mm-hmm. Yeah, can't. So that's how we sat, and we were like, okay, let's try to make our own social media platform to see how it works. Because obviously there is a need for it, right? Mm-hmm. And we sat down, we talked to our developers. We already had a few people that we knew that were working with us in agency.
Okay.
So the developers. So I guess we were lucky in that, and we know the world well, we know the community and whatever. But then we decided to open it to everybody. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't you don't have to have a WordPress site to use it, but I think it's better. And that's how it all started.
So interesting. I mean, you already said the whole story. What are we going to talk about now?
Well,
no, let's start.
I guess ups and downs.
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
I actually noticed that a lot of SaaS founders, many SaaS founders I interviewed, they started as a web development agency, or they started with websites. So was that the moment when you realized that WordPress is a way to go?
You know what? We actually had we had an agency, but we had those plugins and themes before as well. So like during the agency, right? We were not really focused on them too much because we didn't have that much time to actually whatever. So we just started building a few plugins. Basically, my husband did it just to see how to do it and whatever. And I don't know if, but you probably know from other people's talks, whoever has a web development agency, when you have a project, you need to do like a lot of customized development for your clients, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You are actually making a lot of themes and plugins and customized things anyway. So although we only have like few of them released on a WordPress.org, we have like so many actually built, but that's normal because you have to customize it for your clients, right? And in web development world is much easier and better to and like shorter period of time to actually just build small plugins and whatever, especially in WordPress world, than to like purchase some plugins that you don't know the code well, because you don't know what will then happen to the site, right?
All right. So can you for the context, I see some people are already joining. In one sentence or in two sentences, say what exactly your product do, Social Web Suite. What your product does exactly, if you can describe it for the context.
So we are the only social media platform deeply integrated with WordPress. We pull everything from the WordPress site, and the setups is like 5 minutes. Platforms. Everything is already set up. You have a press schedule based on influencers' best times as well for you, so you don't need to do anything as well. However, we do have a bunch of settings because what we found out, a bunch of social media managers, they like to do everything themselves. They don't like anything set. So and so because in this like in this world, like these social media platforms, we have like such wide variety of users. Basically, like, you know, small bloggers or small businesses to medium to huge enterprises. And they're all like, everybody needs different things, right? Then we have like a bunch of like bloggers, then we have small businesses, then we have affiliate marketers, then like, different users, right? And that's why we are always trying to cover as much as we can. Then e-commerce obviously is a huge one as well, because everybody wants to.
I want to talk about this actually, because you're naming all these target audiences, all these markets. Do you think it's actually better to focus on everyone and not to like narrow it down and figure out one niche you want to help the most and build a product for them only?
What we are doing is, well, we were thinking about it when we started actually.
Okay.
A lot of people ask us, why didn't you just focus on WordPress users? Why did you open it up for everybody with RSS feed and YouTube videos and others? So like, so simply because you have to add RSS feed, you have to add YouTube, you have to add messages. So it's not something that like WordPress users will not need. They will need that as well. So if you are already adding that, then obviously you will have more users out of WordPress. I would say majority of our users are like maybe like 80 or 90% are WordPress users. Like as WordPress blogs, either e-commerce or affiliate marketers, or as I said, bloggers or small businesses. So it doesn't matter. They are all WordPress blogs. The 10 or 20% people are the people that are like social media managers or marketing managers that are handling, sharing, and posting for their clients. And then they don't necessarily have the WordPress blog.
I see.
Just like, you know, scheduling messages or like scheduling some news from RSS feeds or YouTube videos and those types of things. So why we didn't focus, it's simply because of it, because we already had everything and it wasn't really, you know, WordPress related. It was more like for everybody.
I see. Okay.
The other thing is, I would say that we are for the professionals. For that, what that means is we are for people who wants to be serious with their social media marketing. So we are not for the people that just want something to like share and post something to their network, and then they don't know what is going on, or they don't have money to pay for it, and those types of things.
No, I actually like this positioning. We are for people who are serious about social media marketing.
Yes.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of people who are just have Facebook just for sake of having Facebook. I mean, and not do pretty much anything with it. And I read quite interesting post from you, or I believe it was on Facebook, that most of the
okay, I was like, okay.
most of the features and ideas for future development comes from the users itself.
Yes, actually, yes. That's how we started. As I said, we built like the bones of the platform, like the things that obviously every social media platform has to have, right? And then we release it as a beta. So basically, we're in beta for almost a year, from March to January, from March 2017 until January 2018. So that means that we were free, right?
Okay.
And so we had a lot of users, we promoted everywhere, and we had a lot of users, and we were lucky that we had a lot of feedback. And that's how we actually built a bunch of other features. Nowadays, we started charging in 2018 in January. So we are officially year and a half old.
Tell me about this transition. Tell me about this transition from free that you started charging. How many of your audience, how many of your customers you lost, or what impact did it have on your business?
So in order to help you with that, you need to understand, well, a WordPress community is a little bit specific.
Okay.
First of all, as I mentioned to you, I think before the recording, that we were chatting, I don't know. I believe so. So there are not that many SaaS companies in the WordPress world. Most of them are plugins, and the plugins are basically either free. So they are either paid plugins or a freemium model, which means that basically they release it for free and then they charge for if you need extra features. And the plugins are usually you pay for a year, and they're like $50, like $30, and they're like cheap plugins that just for the whole year. So it's a like completely different model that we started. Before we started, we actually sat down, we talked to a bunch of people that we know from the WordPress world, clever people that has businesses and whatnot. So we talked to their experience and what they think, what we should do, and those types of things. Because our model is completely different, and it's not, we are not just a plugin like that. So we have a plugin that connects our platform with WordPress, right? But this is not just a plugin. This is like much more. It's a service. So that's why it's a software as a service, right? Model works better than just a plugin. The other thing is people, most of the people in a WordPress community, because like the WordPress as CMS, when it started to be as a free, like it's CMS, everybody can, build a site, it's free, whatever. And that's how they promoted it and marketed, like long time ago when they started it. So unfortunately, in a WordPress community, there is still that thought that like everything is free. Anybody who like has time, build a plugin, obviously they cannot really support it and do anything for free. I mean, nobody has time to do that, right? So you have to charge it. But So that transition was, well, as expected, because we know, as I said, we know the WordPress community. So we expect it to be people that are not essentially paying. To be honest with you, I guess we were lucky in a sense that we didn't have angry emails or whatever. First of all, simply because I explain it. I'm always upfront, and I like to be honest with everybody, especially our users. So we said that this is a beta, and that's why it's free.
Okay.
We are gathering feedback. It's not like freemium to like paid model or anything. We are just gathering feedback. We will start charging, and those are, so I sent you emails. We are starting charging in like a month. We are starting charging in 2 weeks, and those types of things. The other thing is I provided lifetime discounts for anybody, early adopters. Basically, lifetime percentage off of for the as long as they stay with us.
Okay.
So we try to provide our users that are like early adopters something special, obviously. And then so if you, and then we had a lot of users actually sending us emails. Well, you know, I'm a small business owner. I don't have money right now, but I would like to like come back later. Is that possible? I'm like, yes, of course. So that was nice.
Okay.
So as I said, we didn't have that many angry emails. I don't think that we actually had any.
Really? That's really cool.
But
and can you actually share let's say the percentage of people, let's say that you have 1,000 customers, and after you started charging, how many actually stayed with you?
So basically, we started charging in January, and we gave them, I believe we gave them 30 days or something, like we gave them some days to transition to paying. So we didn't really started charging, oh, we are charging on like 15th, and you have to do it right now. So we gave them a few days. Well, we started charging, but we said like, okay, we are starting charging on this day, but you have, you know, a little bit of leeway to transition if you want, and those types of things. This is your special coupon code. Just enter it, so you will have the discount and whatever.
That's really, that's smart. So,
well, you know,
so you really try to lower the barrier as much as possible.
As much as possible, yes. Also, you have to keep in mind that when we were in beta, we had a bunch of users that were not actual users. They were just lurkers, like people wanted to see, oh yeah, this is cool, whatever, but they don't really need it. So that's why the percentage like of actual users versus like paying users is not like comparable. Plus we had a bunch of people that we knew and still know from the WordPress community that we send our platform to like check it out, although they don't really need it. So we want them to like test it. We also, what we did is we also send it to some of the developers that we know at a few hosting companies that we know as well, so they can test it with their own environment to see if like the code. My husband is a web developer, so he is like a little bit the code and everything. So we wanted to make sure that everything is good there as well. So those are not like, although they registered as sort of users, they're not really a users, right, per se. They're just those types of things. The only thing that I can tell you right now is it was hard. I can tell you. Like, I guess we expected more people maybe to transition.
Okay.
So we didn't have that many that we hoped so. The other thing, well, the other thing that helped us is that we had that, as I said, the buffer plugin. So we had the users from the buffer plugin that we also provided some other discount. So they moved to us as well.
I see. Okay.
That's the thing that we had. The third thing is that, as I said, we know a lot of people. We have been involved with the WordPress community for so long. So we send our platform to a bunch of people that we know, like bloggers and like people that have their own businesses. And they are using us and they are happy with us as well.
All right.
So we have like a bunch of.
I see. Bunch of strategies, and that's exactly what I want to talk about next, because on your LinkedIn, I read another interesting thing in your tagline, growth hacking. So,
okay.
Tell me about your favorite growth hacking strategies and how do you actually manage to get users and grow your company?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you know how when you start building a business, you read a lot of books and you read about everything and you try to learn something new all the time. So that's how we did it. Involved with the WordPress community. I tend to make friends easily. So
I can say, yeah.
So that's the how we started is that's the first thing that we actually did. So we sent like you wouldn't believe the number of like emails and messages that I sent.
Tell me how many.
Like everybody. Oh my goodness, that's like in thousands and thousands.
And did you do it manually or did you use some sort of automation?
At the beginning, I did it manually, actually.
Oh my God.
Before we automated with like MailChimp and whatever for a newsletter and everything else with the platform. The funny thing is that people didn't know that, and now they will. I actually replied and sent all the emails. Like we didn't have any automatization.
Damn. I mean, I heard that in the beginning it's and from my personal experience, it's actually good to do things that are hard to scale because you will get like a lot of relevant data because you're doing it manually and everything. But I mean, thousands of emails manually, you're crazy.
I am crazy, but you know why? I think every co-founder should be involved in this process. Simply because you wouldn't believe how much feedback I gain, how much insights I gain from like people, what they want, what they need. I think that customer service, like everybody should do the customer service at the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's the way to learn more about your business, right? Because if you, that's the thing, if you release something and send it only to your friends and family, everybody's so nice and everybody will tell you, this looks cool, you know? That's the same as a woman dressing up. Obviously, your husband will tell you that you look great, but in reality, you might not really look great, right? In a dress.
You need an opinion from someone who doesn't have like connection with you. Yeah.
Unbiased, completely unbiased opinion. And that's why I think everybody should do that customer service and reach out to like a bunch of people, because those people doesn't have anything to gain, like by telling you that, you know, oh, this is perfect or this is not perfect. They're just like honest opinions. And the other thing, you should receive at least few bad reviews or bad, you know, rude people saying that this is crap, simply because that helps as well. When angry people send me emails, oh, this is not working or whatever. So I always reply, thank you for your feedback. Can you tell me what is not working? Improve. Because that's the thing, that those are the people that you want to talk to, right? Because I mean, if you're serious with your business and if you want to improve, obviously, those are the people that are angry, and those are the people that can help you improve whatever is bugging them. So
feedback is a breakfast of champions.
Yes.
All right. So I think it's slowly time to wrap it up. I think time flies. We're talking already for 23 minutes.
Oh
but
goodness.
let's discuss one last topic, and this topic will be what was the most difficult thing in your entrepreneurial journey, and what was like the biggest down in this amazing roller coaster entrepreneurs experience?
You know what? I am a positive person. So basically my outlook on life is positive. So I don't really dwell on like negative things. That's why I guess I am the best person in my company to do the customer work. Because the other developers, they're not that nice, especially when you get that angry emails from customers. So I don't, as I said, I don't really dwell. I would just say that basically the best thing for me is to turning the negative customer into like your paying customer that loves you. That's the best thing, and that's what I always strive to do. So that, and then because as you know, we have monthly subscription as well as yearly subscriptions. Obviously, at the beginning, everybody was paying monthly. You know, we have a users from January last year, and they're still paying monthly, which is yearly, obviously, you could say money, but doesn't matter. People are just like that. And I think the best thing for us was when we started gathering people that are just paying for the whole year. I mean, that's the valuation that actually your product is useful to somebody, right? If they are willing to commit for the whole year. I mean,
that's amazing.
So yeah, the bad things, well, you know, in every entrepreneurial journey, it's like going up and down and up and down every day. So you literally have like in the morning, 9 a.m., oh my goodness, angry emails, or like Facebook is gonna, you know, because we rely on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and other social networks. So when they are down, it's like, oh my goodness, I know I'm going to receive a bunch of angry emails. So those are the negative things, for example. And then in the afternoon, you get the email from some enterprise company that you are talking, oh, they're happy and they want to use it. And I'm like, oh yeah. So basically, yeah, it's up and down every day, but that's how it is, I guess.
That's how it is. All right. So you're saying that you're not dwelling and you're positive and you're optimistic, but I still want to know the most difficult thing you've done in your business.
The most difficult thing. Oh my goodness.
Is it sending 1,000 emails manually?
Sending all those emails. You know what? I still do a lot of customer work, and I still set up a bunch of stuff for our customers manually, although that's not in like, probably not in my job description. That's not something that, no, I'm joking, but that's not something that other people do with other businesses. Simply because it's a waste of time and whatever. For me, the customer service is the number one thing in the business. So you should treat your customers well, and then they're going to recommend you and come back, right? So I still do that, and I don't think that's the hardest thing to do. Sorry, I am not really particularly good in sales.
Okay.
So maybe that's the thing that I think it was hardest for me, going out to a bunch of conferences and basically selling or like offering, you know what I mean? Because I went to not only WordPress related conferences, I went to other conferences as well, and where you need to like, you know, pitch your product and offer and sell. It's a huge difference between WordPress community and everybody else. Because WordPress community, you don't have like, they don't like salespeople that much. So basically it's all like relationship, and you talk about your product. You're not really selling it. You're just more talking about it. So if somebody wants it, they're going to come and get it. If not, that's it. That's it pretty much. So versus you go to other conferences when everybody's selling something. And
it's quite expected to pitch there, right?
Yes. So that's, I guess, because I am not that kind of person, right? I think that was the hardest for me to do.
I see.
You got to learn, right? All the time. So
I mean, you got to learn or be creative with your customer acquisition strategies, which you are, which is amazing. All right, Tina, I think it's time to do the last thing, which is a 90-second pitch. And I have 1% of battery. So let's see if it will last for 90 seconds only. So I will show you here.
Okay.
So there we go. You love selling, as you already mentioned. So now you can show it in 90 seconds.
Okay. So the thing that I hate the most is like upselling.
Yeah. I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready. Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Okay, if you have a WordPress blog and you want to share your post and promote your products on your social networks, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, 5-minute setup with the social web suite, set it and forget it. Basically, you just connect your WordPress site, set it, we'll set everything for you. You don't need to worry about it anything afterwards. We are the only one with WordPress. I don't need 90 seconds.
I'm sorry, you were freezing quite a bit, but it's fine. But it's fine. You did it in exactly half, 45 seconds. I usually want.
Pitch is only like 20 seconds or whatever.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I heard like, I don't know, maybe 30% because you froze. But I think it will be available in replay because we're recording it on the cloud. So thanks a lot. This was amazing. You shared some pretty amazing golden nuggets. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciated you came here, even though it was planned for a little longer than we expected. We needed to postpone a few times, but I mean, it was amazing, Tina. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me here, and yeah, it was great talking to you.
All right, thanks a lot. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.